Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. Today,
Good to see you.
special preview with Matija Jovic. Of course, if you don't know Matija, you always see him in the comments. He's one of the moderators of the channel member as well. Always reminding the people to like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us, Matija. How are you doing, bro?
Thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to see you and everybody else. It's good. Hopefully, our boys will make this a good weekend.
Yes, yes. Hopefully, it's been a good few weekends, a few weeks really being an Inter fan, Mattia. I mean, if you don't
Yeah,
know, Mattia is kind of him and Anthony are the presidents of Negativity FC usually, but they've not been feasting on negativity this season. So yeah, how's it been, Mattia, this season for you until now?
really can't complain. Really, I mean, we qualified for round 16 of Champions League after 4 games, and we are top of the league. There is really nothing to complain about. Just one loss this season so far.
Mhm.
I'm more than satisfied, as I presume most of the fans are.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's really not much to complain about. But with Inter, imagine we get a loss tomorrow, and then that complaining is already around the corner. We know it's there already. Scratching.
Especially since you know that Juve is knocking on the door behind us. They're very, very close. And as long as they're very close, we cannot relax because unfortunately, you know, and everybody else knows, when it's a tight league race between us and them, they always win the league. So we can't allow it to be tight race. We have to escape.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. History dictates that. Usually, that's what happens. So we definitely don't want that to happen. And they're really annoying this year. It's not even like they're a scary team. They're just Allegri's 1-0 terrorism is even more annoying than it would be if they were actually a good team.
Yeah, Allegri, as I call him. Yeah,
Allegri, the biggest terrorist in Serie A at the moment.
for sure.
And this is the table as we know at the moment. Inter on 35, Juve 33,
Yes.
Milan on 29, and then Roma, Napoli, and the rest of the fodder. But it is a great opportunity this weekend, Mattia, because all the big teams are playing against each other this weekend. So of course later on we'll discuss it. We've got Juve versus Napoli, Atalanta and Milan are playing against each other as well. Roma and Fiorentina playing against each other. So it's a great opportunity for Inter to potentially get some gap built up between themselves, Juve, and the rest of the teams. Do you agree?
Yes, definitely. This is a fixture that we've been looking forward to. You know, we are not playing a top team, and we are at home finally after a couple of games. And, you know, Forza Napoli, what can I say?
Yeah, Porto Napoli, as it was, even last year. As much as we don't want to lose out the Scudetto, I was happy that Napoli won it, not Milan or Juve that won it. So that. And you
Definitely.
can see, like, that's the thing that when with Napoli, you just knew they're not going to create like a dynasty. They're not going to go and win 9 in a row. That's why you can just never let Juve win the Scudetto because they will just dominate afterwards.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Let me give a shout out to the people in the chat before we get into all the nitty gritty. We've got White Suburban Kid. Hope you are doing well. Emil 3-0 into win. You heard it here first. Wow, what do you make of that, Mattia?
Hopefully, hopefully.
Bobby Marley, sorry, yeah, a couple minutes late. We were just sorting out technical
Bobby
stuff in the
Motti.
background. Actually, I couldn't even add you on WhatsApp, Mattia. I don't even know. I couldn't. I
Oh,
added your number, but it wasn't on WhatsApp. I don't know if that's
what? That's
yeah,
weird. Oh, we will sort it out afterwards.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Forza Inter in the house as well. Eduardo says ready to tie this game. Low wonder if Visa will play. Yeah, we'll get into the predicted lineups in a moment. Um, some injuries here and there, but no excuses. Matteo says Udinese, they have been terrible this season. They really have. Besisa in the house, Shakir. I see
Hey,
many say
bro.
that Chala is the best midfielder in the world. I don't see many people saying that. I've seen Montella,
Mm,
the Turkey coach, he's the Turkey head coach, so obviously he's going to gas up his own guy.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
saying, Mattia, that he's the best midfielder
In
in
the
Serie
league.
A.
Yeah, yeah. I would go that far and say, yeah, best in the league. But in the world, that
Yeah, that's that. You know, coach, he's got to do what he's got to do. He's got to gas up. I
sure,
think Çalhanoğlu is the captain of the Turkish national team, if I'm correct.
I think so.
Yeah. Tommy saying Milan strikers and Inter fan. No, it's a different Jovic. That guy is a bum. This guy is an actual baller.
Yeah. I when he signed for Milan, I said I will change my last name if he's successful. Thankfully, he's not successful. He's a bum, like Sharma says. So yeah, I don't have to change my last name, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully. But yeah, he scored his first goal last weekend, I think. But yeah, Milan fans, I think if you follow Old Heart Rossonero, our friend, he refers to him as the printer, his non-functional printer. Yeah, Tommy was talking about Matija because his surname is Jovic Shakir. Allegri's Al Qaeda football will soon be exposed. Hopefully, man, hopefully, but at the moment, the level of this area is not exposing it. Another Friday night, another Sharma preview. Hope you are enjoying, Ahmad. And yeah, that is one of the big questions, isn't it, Eduardo? Will Samardzic screw us? One of Matija's boys.
There is that. Damn, I forgot. He has something to prove, which is not good.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. I mean, I do have a section planned for Lazar. By the way, is Lazar quite a common name in Serbia? I like that name, Lazar.
Yeah, I mean, it's not among the most common names, but yeah, I had, for example, in elementary school, I had a Lazar in my class. So yeah, it is
I like
common.
it. It's a cool name.
Yeah,
Like
it's
something
cool.
out of Harry Potter, like, you know, he's from the south of Slytherin. Lazar Samardzic.
Yeah, let's hope that he doesn't prove anything this weekend.
Wow, look at that. Pai Balotelli's going for the first time this season. Excited to watch this team play live. Fantastic.
Amazing.
Great.
You will enjoy it. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Mattia's video from last year, he got to experience that Atalanta game.
Check it out on Inter Worldwide channel. I have a vlog for Inter Atalanta last home game last season. It was amazing.
Yeah. The thing is, it seems like even, of course, that one was the last home game, so it was special. But it seems like all the home games these days are just amazing, 70K plus. Like,
yeah,
it's a crazy time. Like, Inter fans are really packing out the San Siro almost every game.
Yeah, for sure. It's really like that since then. And yeah, I think I really, there is a dose of bias, but I really think we are the best fans. So.
Well, I mean, in terms of like average numbers, it's true. Like last few seasons, we've been number one on average. Like, Milan have the exact same stadium, and we've been outperforming them in terms of that. I agree. Yeah, maybe biased, but we're definitely better than. We're not competing with Juve fans for sure. That stadium is a library. So
that's like more. You have more cheers in a funeral than in a Alliance Stadium.
Yeah. Literally. Hope you're doing good, Giovanni. But let's get into it. So some of the stuff I had prepared, previous meetings with Udinese.
Oh man, that 3-1. Oh man, that was so bad.
I think maybe the lowest point of the Inzaghi era. I would say like it just maybe it's not, but it stands out to me. Like it's like in my memory.
Engraved. Yes. I remember that. It was like Bastoni got a yellow in like 10th, 13th minute, and he got subbed in the 30th minute, and he was arguing with Inzaghi, and it was like so bad.
Yeah. Inzaghi subbed off Bastoni and Mkhitaryan after like 30 minutes or something crazy. And then we got our asses kicked anyway.
Yeah, he subbed in Gagliardini. What did you expect?
Yeah, and Barella scored like an amazing free kick as well.
Yeah, we actually were leading 1-0, but it didn't last.
And he never took a free kick after that. I was like, well, what the hell? So clearly he's got decent free kick ability. Would let him take some more. But yeah, Udinese in general, what's your feeling when it's one of those teams that like the stats show we have really good recently we have really good record against them, but it always feels like a really hard game like when we actually play them.
I have the same feeling, even though they're not the top or team, but it never feels like, I don't know. If you look at our scores, we have really good head-to-head against them, but it never feels like, oh, we dominated, we crushed them. Like even the last game we won 3-1, it was like 1-1 at a half time. It
Yeah,
was like kind of, not that easy. So yeah, I feel the same. But this season, I really think they're not that great. They're 16th currently. So I think we should win this much, much more easily,
yeah,
I think. But we have
yeah,
our
yeah,
problems with injuries, to be honest, as well. But it
yeah,
shouldn't be
yeah.
an
We do have
excuse.
no, no. Even with our injury issues, we're a far superior squad and team, so we should be having this match under wraps. Yeah, and I have the same feeling. It's not like yeah, the stats show like our record against them recently is great, but I'm not super confident going into because they're one of those teams, especially now that they're struggling. They're not going to come out and play. They're going to, sit back, make us suffer, close all the gaps, close all the, the spaces, and try to hit us on the counter attack. And they do have a lot of pace in this team, although they have lost quality. They sold Beto, which is not a guy I rate particularly, but he was their best striker. He's better than what they've got now, and they didn't really do much in the transfer window either. So yeah, and they brought back their old coach from last season, Cioffi. Sotil is gone, but they've seemed to have a little bit of like a new manager bounce. They did beat, as Bisisa said, they did beat Milan, and I did watch that game as well. So yeah, they're not a team to underestimate. But yeah, let's get into the predicted lineups as we were discussing our injury issues. I know you're not on
Yeah.
Twitter, Mattia, but there were rumors, and Gazzetta also made like a whole article about it, that Frattesi might even have to play as a right wing back to
Oh.
counteract the injury issues that Inzaghi tested him out in training, and he's been trialed out, and Inzaghi might have to do that. But as per Sky Sport Italia, who are still, in my opinion, the most reliable when it comes to these predicted lineups, they've got Jan Bisek right centre back with Mati Dams playing right wing back because of DUMFRIES' injury. What do you think? Would you risk something like a Frattesi right wing back option just to rest Mati Dams a bit more, or not to risk Bisek, or do you trust Bisek to come into this game?
We've seen two faces of Bisek. We've seen the first half against Benfica Bisek, and we've seen the second half against Benfica Bisek. So it depends which one shows up. If the second half Bisek shows up, then yeah, I would start him. Why not? Udinese is not Juve or Napoli, so why not? If the second half Bisek shows up, then I have nothing against it. But yeah, Darmian, poor guy, he's so reliable, man. We need him to play like every position possible, like all the time. My respect just grows for him.
Always Mati Dams. He's the evergreen, ever great Matteo Darmian. He's gonna have to put in another shift, even though he probably needs a rest, because he's also now started to play regularly for Italy. Before it wasn't a problem, and now he's also getting those international minutes now. And on the other side, similar issues, because Bastoni is back. He will be back in the squad, and the latest report that I read just before we went live said that Inzaghi in the training today put him as one of the starters. But I don't see him being risked from the beginning. So I think Carlos Augusto will once again need to make a shift at left centre back. And he was good against Napoli. He was really, really good. What do you think of that on the left hand side?
Yeah, he was. Unfortunately, our defense is shot to pieces. Like we are scraping at the back. Like I am so happy that we have highest amount of clean sheets despite so many problems that we have in the back. And yeah, Augusto was good against Napoli when De Vrij had to be subbed out. So yeah, definitely. If if you're gonna try out new things, with Fratesi, or why not against Udinese? I think that at home, I think that's a perfect situation to try out new things.
Yeah. And then there's a few people that spoke about it. Gazzetta, as I said, they made a whole article about it. I think he has the characteristics. Like, it's not even like a slight to Fratesi that he can play the right wing, but like, he's powerful, vertical runner. He's decent tackler. He can track back. He's strong physically. He's got a decent cross on him. So I can see. I'm not saying we can convert him to a right wing back, but you see what Milan did it with Yunus Musa, who is a central midfielder, and they've been playing him because of injuries as a right back sometimes. So he could do the job if needed, but it looks like he won't be needed, and Matty Doms will just have to put in his usual shift in the absence of Dumfries, and maybe his usual Cuadrado will be able to come in for his usual 20 to 25 minutes, because he's still apparently. Yeah, I think we just bought a dud on that one, Mattia, because he's this pain he gets in his heel, on his Achilles, is still there. Apparently, he still has to get injections for that.
Not good.
No,
Definitely not good. Not enough. Yeah, he when he plays, he's good enough, but he played so rarely and was available so rarely that it definitely didn't pan out as we were hoping.
yeah, because he makes him. He came on against Napoli and got an assist straight away.
Yeah.
He makes a big impact, especially when you have someone like Dumfries. Cuadrado's like opposite style of player, almost as far as different you can get in wing back style. So it would be nice to have him as an option from the start, but he's still not ready. And yeah, it looks like, as I said, Emil, for the moment, especially, we've got the Sociedad game to think about. I think Inzaghi might give him minutes, 20, 30 minutes to get into match rhythm, and then he'll probably start the Real Sociedad game. That's my opinion. Would you? What would you make of this question? Would you guys rather win this weekend, or again? Obviously, we want to win both, but if you had to pick one,
Serie A for sure. For sure. I mean, we already qualified for Champions League. It doesn't really matter, who we get. Of course, it would be better to be first and get the easier, opposition. But man, it's all about Serie A. At least for me, this season, it's all about Serie A. I don't care about anything else. I know Inzaghi doesn't share that opinion, but yeah, that's me personally.
Yeah, no, I'm on the same wave, man. Like, we had our nice run in the Champions League. Obviously, if we can do that, it's great. But second star, give me that second star, man. Yeah. We need to add a second star onto that. Beautiful.
Or here, anywhere.
Yeah, 100%. I think even Inzaghi, I mean, I've talked about it. In his words, he's kind of changed a little bit. I think Marotta has kind of given that pressure that, it's about the second star now. Like, we need to get that second star because it would be historic. But obviously, we also need to try get first in that group, because that would help us moving forward in the Champions League. And quickly, one thing we wanted to touch on, not too long, and because we don't actually know the full details of this, our boy Nico Barella, he didn't even himself announce it. It was his wife. So him and his wife, good news first, announced that they're going to have a baby, a baby boy on the way. So great news for Barella, who's got many kids already at the age of 25, 26.
Yeah. He's very busy.
He's a very busy man. Yeah. But at the same time, his wife revealed in the Instagram post that, again, I don't want to actually say exactly what happened to them, but what she indicated is that they may have lost a child over the last year or so, or maybe even two. But again, I couldn't, even though I speak Italian, the post was a little bit cryptic. Obviously, she doesn't want to reveal all the details, but it just shows that we have no idea, Mattia, what these footballers are going through. We have no idea about their private lives, and that's how it should be anyway. Like, we should know about these private life details. But when we criticize players, again, it's not like it's not like I'm not going to criticize Barella at all, but it's like now we know there's a reason why he's been underperforming, why it's been the whole season pretty much that maybe he's had something else on his mind. And yeah, for me, like now I'm just gonna take a step back from that Barella slander personally on my channel.
Definitely. I think I have been also guilty of it, and I've been criticizing him a lot this season because, let's be honest, he did underperform, especially knowing his, limits. But like you said, we don't know what's going on, and if this unfortunately happened, it definitely gives him, at least from me, it gives him an excuse for his performances. And yeah, I'll definitely not be criticizing him as much in the future. And I just hope that they get better, and I hope that he starts performing better as well. So
yeah, maybe this is the where things change now, because they've had the good news. We didn't know about the bad news over the last year, so now they've got the fourth on the way, and that we've seen with Inter players as well, haven't we, Mattia? When they have a baby on the way, it seems like their form also goes to the next level. But I don't know if maybe there's diminishing factor with Barella now that he's on the fourth one.
yeah, I don't know. Let's hope. I mean, I think he can just go up,
Yeah.
he can just go up. He scored against Napoli. It was a good goal. And I think, that could give him the motivation and confidence to continue.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that was his best game of the season, in my opinion, for Inter. Anyway, he's had some good games for Italy, but for Inter, that was his
Yes.
best one. But yeah, quick touch on that. Nothing to discuss too deeply because we don't actually know the details of this, but just worth mentioning. Of course, ever-present Mkhitaryan is always going to be there. He's just unmovable from that starting lineup, and obviously front two, Lautaro and Thuram. Nothing to discuss elsewhere. Any changes you would make from that lineup?
Well, we have a lot of problems with our defense, so but there is nothing much you can do with basically all of our defenders being out, except
Yeah.
Acerbi, who, my God, Acerbi, hats off to him. He's the oldest guy in our defense, and he's the last guy standing. Like, what is he made of? I have so much respect for him.
Yeah, he's just yeah, I've lost words for him. He's just I mean, yeah, on this channel as well last year we gave him our player of the season as well, and if he continues like this, Mattia, he might win it again.
I mean, he's the last guy standing there. He's the oldest guy in the defense, and he's the only one who's not injured and who's still going strong. So hats off to him. He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, grande Acerbi. Let's move on to Udinese and let's get to that talking point that we mentioned earlier about your Serbian. Well, he's born and grown up in Germany, but he chose to represent Serbia. Lazar Samardzic, obviously, he is, this team, as we said, there's not really much quality left in this Udinese team. He is the shining light of this Udinese team. And before last week, they interviewed him, and his words kind of indicated that he knows that the eyes are going to be on him. Because obviously, if you lived under a rock, if you didn't know, Inter fans, he was, promised to Inter, or his transfer was all and done to Inter until Marotta and co couldn't agree terms with his agent, with his dad, and there was so much drama. And in the end, he ended up staying at Udinese, and he's had a okay season until now. Like he's had maybe one of the goals of the season he scored against Napoli, but apart from that
was
it's
amazing.
been ups and downs. And in an interview, he said, "Inter Udinese will be my match. There has been a lot of talk this season and last. I want to give 100% against Inter too. Actually, more because they're one of the strongest teams in Italy. I will have to give 200%. What are you expecting from him? Are we expecting a screamer from 30 meters out, Batia?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he will give 200%. I have no doubt about it. And I was, when it was announced, it was basically over. He came to Milan. It was like I was for his arrival. He showed a lot of promise, and unfortunately, his father became acted like an idiot, so it affected his son's career in a bad way. So it's his fault, and I don't blame Marotta and co for just pulling out. He acted like an idiot, so it's on him, I think. But yeah, unfortunately, I just hope that you won't there won't be a goal like against Napoli, but I kind of expect it. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a goal that he will score, but I don't think it will be enough for them to draw or win. So it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've got Jan Sommer anyway, so we're ready for whatever shot he can take
Oh
from
yeah, Sommer,
distance.
man. Talk about Marotta masterclass. Sell Onana for 56 million and buy Sommer for 6. I mean, come on, man.
That is, his piece de resistance since he's come to Inter, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially me in England here, it's crazy when people find out that I'm an Inter fan. They just the first question they ask is "Is Onana really that bad?"
They think we scammed them.
Yeah, literally. That's why I actually had to make a video on it. If you guys have seen the short video that I
Yeah.
made on my channel, I just felt like I had to address it. No, we didn't scam you. This guy was actually good. It's your own fault. You guys just kill players. It's not our fault.
Exactly.
Blame us. Is there any other player here in the Udinese team that you are looking out for? Roberto Pereira was one name that I thought, because he was a free agent in the summer, I thought 100% he was gonna. I thought he was gonna be the class and signing for Inter, just to get that guy with experience in the midfield.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, like you said, they lost Beto, so I don't this Udinese is not the Udinese of the last season, so I really don't expect much from them. Of course, they shouldn't be underestimated, and Samardzic is gonna have his game of the season, our game of life, but still, I don't think they can hurt us, especially at home.
Yeah. They also lost. Remember that really annoying centre back they used to have, Rodrigo Becao. He's gone.
All right, were we interested in him?
Yeah, we were interested in him too.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've lost some big hitters, and that the top striker this season, top scorer, is that Lorenzo Luca up front, but he's only got, I think, 3 or 4 goals. So and I think he's missed the most chances this season in the whole league as well.
Yeah.
But my worry is just the wing backs. So they are very, very quick, especially that Ebosele guy on the right. I watched Milan Udinese when Udinese got there. I think they're still their only win of the season, and he was really good against them. Won a penalty against them.
Yeah, it's the only win they have.
So they kept they launched these long balls into Isaac's Success, which I guess maybe will be Luca instead of Success. But yeah, and they just run in behind with this pace. So this is one thing, the only thing I really would say to watch out for Udinese. It's this pace from the wing backs, because apart from that, they really don't have much of a threat. And obviously, the other threat is Samardzic. If he picks up the ball in this type of area, you know what he's going to do. He's going to try to cut onto his left foot and shoot on goal. Here, this was the last game they played against Verona. He didn't score from it, but this is the threat that they have, pretty much. Nothing else.
Yeah, so we need to be careful on the counter, not to let them run away on wings.
Yeah, we need to be balanced and not commit too many guys forward and get punished.
Exactly.
Sometimes we do. Interesting question from Antonio, in terms of, I guess he's spoken about Samardzic. Would you still take him next year if the opportunity arises?
I think his father burned that bridge, so I wouldn't. How about you?
Let's say he fires his dad as his agent.
Well, if that happens, then maybe. But as long as his dad is, his agent, I think it's just bad blood, and I wouldn't personally. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. You gotta have morals at the end of the day, like some sort of values to stand by. You can't just let, agents and players run all over you and get their way. But when there is a talent like that available on the market, do you know what it is?
He's gonna go to Juve.
Yeah,
that's what we don't want.
Yeah, I don't even want him that badly. I just don't want him to go to Juve. That's basically what I'm trying to stop. But again, like that's the thing. When we were signing him in the summer, like similar to Frattesi, is like we already had Frattesi when we were trying to sign him. Like, when was he gonna get the playing time, bro? Like when was he ever gonna play? You just seen like Inzaghi. And Samardzic is definitely that type of player that Inzaghi is not going to trust, because defensively he's not ready at all. Like that guy needs to work a lot on his off the ball stuff. So he was going to be a luxury signing. And again, next summer, if if he signs a contract again, that midfield is still numerically pretty stacked. So we don't really need him.
Yeah, I was the same, like you said. This summer it was like overkill in my opinion, but yeah, I guess it depends on if his dad is still part of this entourage or not. At least for me, I wouldn't deal with him again, but yeah, who knows.
Yeah, don't want to deal with the Balkan dad as agents. It's difficult to negotiate with.
I mean, he showed that he's an idiot, so I don't know if we need that or not.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And then quickly, some quick stats about Udinese. So these are from FOTMob. You can see a few of the ones are highlighted. They're actually not too bad in terms of, look at that, big chances created. They're fifth in the whole league, 23, and we are first with 30. And then they've also missed the 23. I don't know if they've missed every single big chance, because it's like
it looks like
23 created and 23 missed. And then they also have the least amount of passes per match, only 263 per game, which shows you, what their style of play is, basically, because they're not looking to complete many passes. They want to put long balls into the strikers and run with their wing backs and cross it in, because they're seventh for accurate crosses as well. We are number one, of course. Cross and inshallah shall never die.
Yeah.
So yeah, we know what to expect from this Udinese team. Match prediction, Matija?
I think it should be a comfortable win for us. We're back home. Udinese are not that good. Yeah, Samardzic will probably have a great game. He might even score a screamer, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Even with our injury problems, we are big favorites, and there is no excuse not to win this comfortably. So, yeah, I think 2-0, 3-1, something like that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I would love to keep the streak of clean sheets going. That would be amazing. Yeah. I think they're gonna close the game out. I think they're gonna defend deep and make it difficult for us. So I'm gonna go for like tight, like 2-0 maybe, and we open the game up a little bit later on. Well, actually, do you think this back line can keep a clean sheet?
Well, I said 2-0 or 3-1, so I expect maybe one goal, maybe from Samardzic, or I don't know. I expect maybe one goal we will concede, maybe, but I don't think it will be enough, like I said. So maybe 3-1. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go with that one. I will go with that one.
And we should be. I know, even though we have the injury issues, we should be pretty nicely rested. We last played on Sunday, so we had good.
Finally, some rest. Yeah.
So I expect a good performance, even with the injury issues at the back. Lautaro hat trick would be amazing. He's on course to match or even beat Immobile and Higuain's 36 goal record in Serie A at the moment. He's on course to get to those 36. Yeah, that would be crazy. He's never won it. He's never won the Serie A top scorer before, and if he does it now, like
as long as he wins it, I don't care how many goals he scores. But yeah, I hope for that. Really, he deserves it.
Basista's feeling particularly positive in the chat, saying 4-0 Lautaro
Nice.
stat pad.
Would be nice.
Yeah, that would definitely help his reputation a lot. Well, actually, I don't know because people don't watch Serie A, so they're still gonna think he's
Yeah, I don't think it will help him that much. They will always underrate him, I think.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. You guys keep leaving your predictions down below. One thing I wanted to also show, because Eduardo, who is one of our channel members, did ask earlier if I can compare where we are at this point compared to the last couple of seasons, and I have the graphic up here.
That's
so at the moment, compared to last season, of course, we had a pretty bad start to last season, so with no surprise, we are plus 8 points compared to last season. Go away, annoying advert. Goal-wise, we've only scored 2 more goals than last season, but look at that, Matija.
Oh, the defense, man, what the difference.
There is less than half of the goals conceded compared to last season, only 7. And last season at this same point, we had already 5 losses. How did we survive last season?
Everybody else was bad. That's how we survived.
And 20 goals conceded already at match day 14. And that's why, Matija, last season, one of your favorite comments last year was banter era is coming back, because it really was banter era type numbers we were putting up.
12 losses, right?
Yeah, in the end, it was 12 losses.
I mean, that's banter era stuff, but we were lucky everybody else was so bad, so we finished 4th or 3rd, whatever. We finished 3rd.
And then we are still, even in Inzaghi's first season, we are plus 4 points on that. We scored 1 more goal at that point. Still more goals conceded, more than double again. And then Conte's title-winning season, we are plus 2 on that season. And again, goals-wise, we had 1 more goal back then. But again, 10 more goals conceded. Even under Conte back then, we were letting in goals freely because Conte was trying to play this high-line, super attacking football for some reason at the beginning of the season. Anyway.
Yeah. That's why it's so impressive that even with basically not our second defense line, but even third defense line, we came from Napoli and with a clean sheet. So that was really impressive. And the defense wins you the title. So the defense is the most important thing. So I'm so glad to see that small number there, just 7.
Yeah. And usually, aside from some outliers in Serie A, the best defense in general, I think leagues like best defense does win you the league over the long term. It's more about keeping out the team than scoring more than the other team. Of course, the little shots gotta be fired to the hunchback of Notre Dame now. You threw the comment out last time as well, but it's true. The level of performance of Darmian is like he hasn't missed a beat.
Darmian has been so much better than Skriniar. It's not even comparable.
Because he's so comfortable. Like, we know when Skriniar had to go like wide or defend, in open space, he's gonna have to foul someone or gonna have to take a yellow card. But with Darmian, because he's a wing back, he's a full back, he's very comfortable in those spaces. And we still have Pavard, who hasn't been, even before his injury, still hasn't been fully integrated. So amazing what the management was able to do with that situation.
To pull out. I mean, Marotta is really, we criticize him too, but in the end of the day, what he does with the amount of money he has, with the budget he has, it's nothing short of miracle.
Yeah. Well, I disagree now. Like, I don't want to start the
now we're gonna say, oh, I never liked him. No, I liked him. He was actually one of my favorites. Well, he was in the team. He was
my favorite as well, so I can have to admit that. But maybe James, I can't say what you think. Obviously, maybe you were never a fan, but I was a big fan. But we're not going to do that.
Darmian made us forget him instantly, instantly.
Yeah, literally instantly. Because even last season he wasn't in the team because of his injury.
So Darmian was playing the half of last season, and we didn't miss him at all.
100%. Lautaro and Miki. Oh yeah, Mkhitaryan. It's been a while since Mkhitaryan scored a goal, so that would be good to see a Mkhitaryan goal. And Alexis, someone threw the comment. I think Shakir threw the comment earlier. I think he is obviously he's a former Udinese player, but I can't remember whether he scored against Udinese for Inter since he came back. Because I don't think he has, because I would remember if he celebrated or not against Udinese. But it's been so long ago. Surely he would celebrate against Udinese.
I really don't remember.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it in terms of the Inter Udinese preview. Let's talk about the big game tonight, Mattia, which is Juve versus Napoli. Kickoff.
Forza Napoli.
Forza Napoli sempre. Just for today, not sempre. Let me bring up their predicted lineups onto the screen just so we can cover this as well, because it affects us. Of course, we want Juve to at least draw or ideally lose this game. Looks like they've got some players back, like Danilo is back in the team. Yeah, what do you reckon? But realistically, without your, obviously we know what we want to happen. Well, what do you think will happen?
And I'm looking at that team and I'm just wondering how Allegri can pull out these wins. I'm like, how do you do that, man? How do you terror everybody into that 1-0 win? It's insane. He has to be commended, unfortunately, for that. Yes. It is what it is. But I hope that our smacking of Napoli will not affect them for this game too much. I hope that they will try to bounce back, and try to, make something. Of course, it's in Turin, so Juve is definitely a favorite. But let's hope. I personally don't expect anything, to be honest.
Especially I expect when you see Juan Jesus at the back starting.
Oh man, imagine getting him instead of Kim Min-jae.
That must be the biggest downgrade of a Scudetto winning team, right?
Like what? Yeah, yeah.
The funny thing is though, like, Dom Napoli talk, the first year or so, they were like, because I used to make fun, I was tell Dom like, Juan Jesus, he's awful. Until the Scudetto winning season, they were like, no, he's fine, bro. Like, this guy has been a good signing. But now it was Kim. I think Kim was literally just keeping that defense together. As soon as Kim has left, it's just like they've all just crumbled to their actual level that we know. Like, these guys are not Scudetto winning level players like Rahmani, Juan Jesus, Meret, etc.
Yeah, to be honest, of course, I hope for a Napoli win or a draw, but I don't see anything but Allegri 1-0.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, the more I look at the front, the midfield and the strike force is fine, and then as soon as you look at the back line, you're just like, yeah, Juve are gonna get 2 chances and they will put 1 away, and it will be.
And
that's
it'll be enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, it'll be enough. Yeah, but I can, because we beat them last week and 3-0 at home, I feel like there will be some sort of like emotional reaction at least from Napoli.
I hope they try to bounce back,
Yeah, because we need them. We need them to bounce back. and Napoli, they do actually feel a rivalry towards Juventus. Like, they don't like Juventus, not as much as we hate Juventus, but they also hate Juventus. They're not like Milan fans who like.
I mean, they're smart.
What do you say?
Yeah, they're smart. They hate Juventus, so yeah, Napoli fans, I like them. Yeah, they're similar to us that way, but yeah, it's I hope, but I don't expect anything, to be honest. And I also, somebody mentioned Atalanta and Milan. I also, don't expect anything from Atalanta there. But Pioli just keeps his voodoo. I don't know what he does in the league. They somehow get points always. So I also don't expect there anything, but we will see.
Well, it looks like Atalanta have got an injury at the back because this guy's NPC and character I've never seen before, Bonfanti. I guess it's going to be another Scalvini that they hype up to 40, 50 million in some time. Oh, because Jim City is in doubt, Kolasinac is out, Toloi is out, Palomino's out. So yeah, they've got
Kolasinac, yeah.
Yeah, maybe the Ketelaar, playing against his the team that still owns him. Maybe wants to prove a point. We've seen that happens a lot, but he doesn't strike me as that type of
no
player.
Me neither.
He reminds me of like these type of Correa type of characters in football that are like they have the talent. Like Ketelaar has the talent. He's even got like physically, he's a tall guy, he's decent physically, but just like on the pitch they play like it's no passion, no grinta, nothing.
Don't remind me of Correa. He's gonna be back next season.
Hey, Marseille have been winning some games recently. There might be, do you know why it's gonna be end up like Matija? They're gonna get into the Champions League, and they're gonna say no, we don't want to abide by the clause in the contract that we have to sign him. So it's gonna be, you remember Ricky Alvarez and Sunderland?
Oh, you think it's gonna happen like something like that?
Yeah. So we have to go to court, and then like 4 years later, we get the money because we win in court. Yeah, Pecho Frio. That's I think Argentinians and Spanish-speaking people use that phrase for like players that play with no cojones.
Yeah.
Let's see Milan's lineup. Actually, I think they always have injury issues. I don't know what the hell goes on in their training facilities. Yeah, Leao looks like he's still out. Giroud is back from his ban, but still, it's pretty back to almost full strength. Theo Hernandez playing centre back though. Well, what do you make of that?
I'm with you. We've been talking for several years since before they won the Scudetto. Like, I don't see anything in this team, but they get away with it all the time. They won the Scudetto. Like, we were still like, I don't see anything in this team. Yeah. And they did win the Scudetto, and they're still kind of there, and they're still racking up points, and I still don't see anything in that team. I'm sorry, it's not because it's Milan, but I really don't see it. So, but they somehow are still hanging in there. So I don't know.
And recently they've been kicking Atalanta's ass home and away. So I just have no faith in Atalanta. Yeah, Atalanta really weird. They started off the season quite well, and now they're just dropping down the table quite quickly. Where are they? Look at that, all the way in 8th now already.
Oh, yeah. But you know what surprises me is seeing Roma at number 4. They were like 18th like a couple of weeks ago, and now I don't know Mourinho what's doing, but yeah, he's cooking.
Well, if you see the winning goal there against Sassuolo, it was like the biggest deflection in the world.
Yeah,
that's,
was lucky.
That's when you know Mourinho is like back to his best, when you're getting wins like that. But Mourinho did say like at the beginning of the season because they took so long to sign the Lukaku thing. It was like it took them. I think they lost those first game or the first couple of games. So since they have Lukaku and Dybala's back now, Dybala, Lukaku. That's in terms of a strike force. That's better than what Juve have, in my opinion. That's better than all the other teams. Better than Fiorentina. Better than Atalanta. Better than all the other teams. So in strike force. Yeah. That's a strong-ass strike force.
True.
Defensively, Mourinho's always going to keep them pretty organized.
Yeah.
But I like it. Like, there's no real, as if we can create the gap tomorrow between even, like, the 3rd and 4th team, like, it just gives you that bit of breathing space that you can drop a point here and there and you're not punished for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we already have a gap on 4th, on Roma and Napoli. We already have a gap on them. And I would say even Milan a little bit. But as long as Juve is sniffing around that first spot, I can never be relaxed, especially knowing the history between us and chasing the league. I don't want to see them anywhere close. And I can't relax. And I think the boys can't relax until we are that close to Juve.
Oh yeah, we need to be like a machine. Like, Napoli last season until like match day 27, 28, like they were just non-stop, and then they started dropping points here and there. But by that time, everyone knew who was going to win the Scudetto. So we just need to be constantly pedal to the metal, as they say. But yeah, like Kvara now, Shakir, like he won MVP of Serie A. Of course, he's going to be, the guy that everyone looks at. But also with Kvara is like, you realize after a season, it's like he's quick, but he's not like lightning quick. He's not like Leao that you don't want to give him too much space in behind because he's going to burn you. With Kvara, is like you can go tackle him, be a bit rough with him like we were, Darmian and Barella and co. But he's not going to really run in behind you because he just doesn't have that athleticism like Leao has. So double up on him. Calabria has been doing Calabria, and like Milan doing it. Everyone's been doing it now. That seems to be the way to quite easily
I guess
him.
the teams figured him out. He was a surprise last season, and he was a standout for sure. But now maybe they figured him out, so it's more difficult.
Do you think Thuram will get to the level? Because at the moment it seems like Serie A team defenders haven't figured him out. Do you think he will get to that level? I think he's got that athleticism, hasn't he? That even if they figure him out, he can still dominate.
Yeah, I hope so. He has potential. He hasn't reached his ceiling. It's obvious. So, man, when he does, we're gonna be feasting.
Yeah. Like if we start tucking away those chances, because when I was looking at the chances missed, I'll bring it up actually for Inter. He's the one who's missed the most chances for us. So once he gets that killer instinct in him, which Lautaro has
just got.
Literally, he got his Amazon parcel this season.
Yeah.
Where am I looking? Big chances created.
Missed. Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Big chances missed. 6 for Marcus Thuram, 4 for Lautaro, and then 4 for Denzel Dumfries comes in there.
Oh, yeah. You know why we haven't noticed as much that those missed chances for Thuram? It's because in the games that he did miss, we were already in a lead, or we already were comfortably leading, so it didn't matter that much. So that's why we are not up in arms about it.
Yeah. And of course, this other level that he's added to this team, like someone that dribbles in the box, wins penalties. That's where we missed a lot this season. Good to see Aslani. Obviously, it's because he hasn't played many minutes, so per 90, but he's got the most interceptions per 90. That's good to see. It's good to actually. I think it was good for Dumfries to get some rest, because I think if he didn't get injured, he was just going to keep playing. It was like overdue. Like there was Benfica, he was rested, and then like there was injury issues here and there. Like I think he just needed to be like get injured, rest, and then let's get you fresh again.
Yes. Because of Cuadrado and his injury problems, we couldn't rest Dumfries enough. So it was bound to happen, unfortunately. But let's hope that it won't cost us. We went through the very difficult period without any loss, so I'm very happy about that. Very satisfied. But we have Real next week, and then we have Lazio next week, which is something I believe nobody is looking forward to.
Yeah, that's one fixture where Inzaghi is kind of, especially the away fixture. He's
and we are playing away.
Yeah. I think he's lost both times. Lazio, if I'm correct.
3-1 both times.
Oh yeah, 3-1 both times. Yeah. Oh yeah, the first time around was the whole Correa drama with that. What was that guy's name?
I forgot.
Yeah, Felipe or something.
Yeah.
Where it was like, best friends are falling out with each other. And then last year it was that Luis Alberto's shot from outside the box, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Inzaghi was still playing bloody Handanovic in goal. But I answered this question in my did a members only video yesterday, so members know what my answer to this is, which is yes. I think we do have the depth. It just depends on who we get. against us in the Champions League. What's your opinion on this question from Alex?
Yeah, the question that was a little bit different for members only was, can we go for treble? So going on a deep run and going for a treble is a bit different. So going on in a deep run, yes, we can go on a deep run in every competition without any problems, for sure. Going for a treble, that's another issue. So I don't think we can go for a treble, but I also don't think we need to, as to be honest. Of course, every big team should go, and I like that Inzaghi has that mentality, go all in every competition. I like that. But for me personally, it's not necessary. I think we should focus on the league this year, and we will see.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And then we've got the Coppa Italia game against Bologna, which I hope we do.
That's also a tricky fixture. Yeah. But knowing Inzaghi, I personally would bomb that.
Yeah.
I really would bomb that fixture, honestly. But Inzaghi's not gonna do that.
He's probably got like a life-size replica of the Coppa Italia in his house. He loves that cup.
Yeah,
he is the Coppa Italia
merchant. Yeah,
but yeah, even after that, Mattia. So after we've got Lazio, we got Bologna, then we got Lecce at home, and then Genoa away. So as you say, like the really tricky part of the fixtures is kind of out of the way. And then after that, even then, still we got Hellas Verona at home and then Monza away. So it's a good period to really wrap up some points.
Exactly. We had the toughest period so far, and okay, Real and Lazio are still tough, but we had the toughest period and we went through it without a loss. So that gives you confidence, man, for this next period, which is undoubtedly easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, it's in past years that's been into the Achilles heel, hasn't it, though, Mattia? Like, you remember last season, especially, it was the big games we started to perform in, and this year we've been doing really well in the big games. But then the loss that we've had, the only loss we've had this season, has been a smaller team in Sassuolo. So, do you trust this Inter team this year? That's the question.
You can never be 100% safe from Pazza Inter. It's just your DNA. You can't escape it. But I really feel this year is a little bit different compared to last year or a year before. I kind of feel we are mentally a bit less Pazza, so I really, until they prove me wrong, I believe in this team this season. I don't think we will go crazy and start losing to these lower ranked teams now.
Yeah, well, I hope so, because that's where you win the Scudetto. You don't win the Scudetto by beating the big team, because there's only like 5-6 of them. You beat them by beating everyone else, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is the third season of Inzaghi at our helm. We have the squad. It's a deep squad. I think it is time. So no excuse.
Yeah, as much as we love him, he has to win the Scudetto this season.
There is really no excuse. You cannot have this season and say, "Oh, it was a good season," if you don't win the Scudetto. There is no way.
Yeah. Last season, literally, because I was saying to the members yesterday, if you think about it, last season was probably our worst season domestically since Spalletti's second season, because 12 losses is just completely unacceptable with the squad that we had. So he really needs to deliver that Scudetto. As much as I like Inzaghi, what if he doesn't, Mattia? Let me ask you like a tricky question. Does he have to go if he doesn't deliver the Scudetto this season and Allegri is Al Qaeda Allegri wins it?
Oh, the darkest timeline. Oh my God. Let's pray that it doesn't happen. But if it does, I think he has to go. As much as I like him, even if we win for the third time Coppa Italia and Super Cup, and even if we do that again, it's not enough, man. It's not enough. So winning 4 cups was great, and it was amazing, and it was more than our main rivals won, which is great. But this season, you really don't need to win any cup. It's all about the league. It's all about that second star. It's all about that, man. You need that second star. This is your third season. Okay, first season you bombed it. It was the first season. Okay. Second season, man, you said it was banter era. Okay, we did get to the finals of the Champions League. We did win both cups again. Okay. But now there is no cups to patch you up. I don't care about cups.
Yeah. Can't start bad cups anymore.
No. I mean, last 2 seasons, great. It was great, but it doesn't mean anything this season. So
Yeah.
it's all about the second star. And if you don't deliver it, you have to go, as much as I like you.
Yeah. And to answer the Bobby Marley's question, I think it's not even about Inzaghi. I think it's just modern football in general. Like if Inzaghi wins a Scudetto and the European crowd already knows about Inzaghi since the Champions League final, I think like there's just no way that a Premier League team will not come in, offer him double the wages, give him the project. Even if it's a Chelsea, Man United that we know they're an absolute shambles of clubs, but when they offer you double the money, double the budget, it's tempting for these guys, and he'll probably, quite rightly, he'll be ambitious, and will probably want to. Well, actually, not quite rightly if it's Chelsea or Man United, but he'll be tempted. So I don't see, if he does well, it won't happen, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, well,
He's not like an Interista, like Simeone is an Atletico, like he has that connection as a player as well.
Yeah,
Like
I don't see him staying that long. Even maybe if he wins the Scudetto, maybe he also wants to leave because he won the cups, he won the league with us. What else is there for him to win, with us? So maybe he will go pick up a bigger challenge, in the Premier League or somewhere. So he might leave even if he wins the Scudetto this year. So it's not out of the question. This is his third season. We haven't had a coach this long since Mancini.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's possible that he will leave anyway. So yeah, I don't think it's he will stay with us for the next 10 years or something like that.
Yeah, but it's just like I just don't think it's realistic in modern football unless you get like a guy like like if Simeone came to Inter, I could see that potentially, or if we could even afford him. But let's say Cambiasso becomes a coach, or Thiago Motta comes to us, then I can see that, because they have that other connection, that loyalty, that maybe they want to stay at Inter. But Inzaghi, he spent all his career at Lazio.
Yeah, he's a Lazio guy. Yeah.
He's not got no connection to Inter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
and ownership as well. Like we know that this Steven Zhang, Marotta, everyone. I like this kind of group that they've created. But if Inter does change ownership at some point soon, they probably want to bring in their own guy.
I am so happy with the renewal of Marotta and Ozilio and everybody else. That's like, we had a great summer, all in all, but this was the best renewal, man, especially since it was unexpected. He was supposed to retire, but that renewal gives me hope for the future of our club. And I think whatever happens with the owners or whatever, in that area, I think will be good because Marotta and co will be there.
Yeah, that's the stability that gives us is amazing, especially when you see what's going on at like Napoli. The sporting director left straight after the Scudetto, and then the president is doing this transfers himself. Lazio has always been like that as well. Like it's been the guy, we know that who really but makes the buys. So it's nice to actually have like a proper structure in place. But again, to finish on Joseph, like it's again, I know the point is always about who would you get instead, but at the same time, Joseph, as Matija said, this is his third chance. We're not like this is not like a crazy league with super competitive teams. Like he needs to deliver a Scudetto. It was only is the Milan have won it with Pioli. Spalletti finally won a Scudetto. Like he needs to deliver a Scudetto. Like we can't just keep giving him chances again and again. Like there's other coaches out there that you can give a chance to out there in the world of football.
And to be honest, we have the best team in the league. There is no excuse, man. Maybe last season, okay. Maybe his first season, okay. But this season, there is really no excuse.
Yeah, like every single person this year is saying like Inter has got the best squad, best depth, and it's the truth. I can't even argue. In the past, I was arguing about Juve and all this, but now it's clear that we have the best team and the best squad. So any good coach, I would be expecting them to deliver me a Scudetto.
Exactly.
But yeah, guys, 1 hour and 6 minutes shows on my clock here.
Already. Time flies when you enjoy yourself.
Exactly. I really appreciate you, Matija, for joining me today. It was a kind of little bit last minute invite, but I really do appreciate you. Is there any parting words you want to leave us with? Any wise words?
Nothing special. Yeah, I just want to thank you for inviting me. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed it. Thank everyone for joining us. And yeah, let's hope we get the win against Udinese, and let's hope that we continue with our good form. Forza Inter.
Yeah, don't forget to like the video, everyone. Subscribe, as Matija always reminds you guys in the comments. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I make regular Inter content, as regular as I possibly can these days. So keep a lookout, and we'll see you tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure I'll be at home to make a straight live reaction, but I'll keep you guys updated via Discord and the community tab, so to keep a lookout. Ciao ragazzi, always, Forza Inter.